Hey, today I'll show you how you can create a full SaaS product. We will create a beautiful landing page just like this, where you can actually log in, create user accounts, and have a fully functional software where you can add tasks, where you can change settings, where you can change avatars, change colors of the software, everything in one beautiful functional space. We will also integrate a payment provider, so we will integrate Stripe so that you can actually sell your software product. Buckle up, this is going to be an amazing video. Everything starts with an idea in our head. Today it's about a productivity software, and I want the users to be able to add notes to it. I want them to be able to add tasks to it. I want them to be able to change accent colors inside of the software, to change their avatar, to also have a dashboard overview over their notes and tasks. I want them to be able to log in with email, and I want to have a subscription tier so I can actually make money. Let's head over to Antigravity and set up a completely new workspace. We are in Antigravity, we go to open folder and we call this SaaS. Beautiful. And open it, and now we have a new workspace inside of Antigravity. The first thing I want to do is instruct my AI agent correctly. For that, I go to new file and write gemini.md. Once I did that, I come to my school community and grab this gemini.md instructions. If you have any other instructions that you would like to use and you know already they work well, then feel free to use those. I will take mine, I will paste them in, and right now I can either press Command S to save the file, or I can go to File and save it right here. The next thing I do is I tell the AI to initiate it, and it will read through my instruction and create a beautiful folder structure on the left-hand side so that our project is organized neatly. The next thing we want to do is enable our agent to create beautiful designs. So what we do is we grab this UI UX Pro Max skill. You see up here, it has 26,000 stars. So it is really, really good. People love it and I love it as well. We press on this code button, and right here we have a URL which we will copy. And now we go back to Antigravity. Antigravity in the meantime set up our beautiful folder structure. I had to do nothing but to paste this in and tell it to initiate. And right now I will tell it to import those skills. I pasted the link, I tell it import these skills properly, and now I will send it, and Antigravity will pull those skills and add them to our workspace so that we have a beautiful designer right here at our availability. We now imported the skills. You see it on the left-hand side. The next thing we want to do is to create an implementation plan. We want to plan out the whole project so we know exactly what we are doing one step after another. Hey, I would like you to create an implementation plan for me. We will be creating a SaaS product. What I want to do is have a dashboard where people can take notes, where people can create tasks, where people can change the colors of the dashboard, change their avatar, can log in properly. I want this to be stored in Supabase. I want to have a subscription module attached to it so that people can actually buy or upgrade their software tier. I want to create a landing page in the future, which we will deploy to Vercel later on. And all I want you to do right now is create an implementation plan to create such a product. Antigravity created the implementation plan with all the tasks right here. The very first thing that we want to do is plan the SaaS architecture. I want to have a visual appealing design, right? And I'll walk you through exactly how to achieve that. First, let's get inspired. Dribbble is an amazing website to do that. What I'm going to do now is I'm searching for a dashboard. I'm trying to find a design that I really like. You see, Dribbble has a lot of options, and what you can do is you will search now for a design that you like, and then you'll create a screenshot, and we will use this screenshot to build the base style guide of our dashboard of our software product. I really like this with those gradients right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to screenshot that, taking this chunk right here. I'm going over to Google AI Studio and I take this picture and I'll add it right here as a style guide. I will now prompt Google AI Studio to create what I want to do. I now told Google AI Studio that I would like to build a dashboard for a software product where people can add notes, where people can add tasks, where we have a settings bar. It should take the style guide from the picture right here. It should take that style guide and create something that looks amazing. Once we have this and once we like it, we will go over to Antigravity and feed it the screenshot that we created right here so that we have an outline of how our app, how our software should look like. This is our first draft and it looks pretty good. It has too many things for my liking. So this focusing thing, we probably don't need. The meetings thing, we probably don't need. I want it to be very Zen-like, very structured and very clean. I like what it did with these tasks. I like what it did with the notes and I like what it did with the settings. And you see, you can actually change those settings and things work just fine. I told it to change something. I don't want this. What I want on the overview page is just to see my tasks and my notes, to have everything very clean. Please also delete the productivity thing on the top right corner. Just have the profile and the task completion. I'm now happy with how it looks. I like the notes. I like the settings. I like the overview. Maybe we can change this later on, but it is good for now. The next thing we do is inside of Supabase. We need Supabase to actually run the backend of our software. So we press on new project right here. You just create an account. You have 2 projects for free and we call this project notes. Beautiful. And now you can just create new project, database password. So use some kind of password for this. And now you can create a new project. This is how your project will look like. You have this connect thing up here. So you press on this connect and now you go to API keys. And now you see you have a project URL and a publishable key and also this anon key. What we will need is the project URL and this anon key. So we take both of these. First, the project URL. We go back to Antigravity and we paste this in. The second thing we are going to take is again this anon key. What did we take first? I think the project URL. Let me double check. The second thing we are going to take is this anon key. Yes, we have the project URL. So let's give it this first. I'll just send it and I stop and I give it this and I send it and I stop and I tell it this is my project URL and my anon key for Supabase. We will create the dashboard inside of this project. I will now give you different screenshots of how I would like the dashboard to look like. Perfect. It now knows that those are our keys. It can store them and it knows where exactly we are working in. One more thing that maybe you could do, and it will definitely help you later on, is you have MCP servers on the right hand side, right? If you click those 3 buttons and right here, you can go to manage MCP servers and you'll see here you have Supabase. And now for me, there's an error message. So we are going to do is we press on configure. And what we are going to do is now add our Supabase access token since my access token ran out. So we are going to Supabase. We are going to our settings probably. And right here, we have access tokens. Perfect. And now we can generate a new token and we call it notes. Beautiful. Expires in, let's say, 7 days. This is fine. We can generate this token. We wait for a second and now we see our new token right here. We can copy this token and we go back to Antigravity. We can paste our token in. We press on save and now we wait a second and now this worked. So if we go back to the about thing, we see that now we have connected our Supabase MCP token. So let's go back to MCP servers for a moment, or let's do it. Yeah, let's quickly close this. And right here, you see that we now have connected Supabase and our agent actually has access to it now. While we connect the MCP server, Antigravity stored our API key beautifully, stored our project URL beautifully, and we are going back to our browser and we go back to our studio. And now I will just feed it those screenshots of the project that we created so it knows how it should look like. I take a screenshot, I go back to Antigravity, and I give it this screenshot. And I do this with all of the screens, meaning with my tasks right here. I took this, I go back to Antigravity, beautiful. Now I do the same. This is not good. Okay, this works. Now I do the same with my notes page. Again, take a screenshot of this and add it to Antigravity. One last time for the settings page. We take this like follows. Perfect. Go back to Antigravity, add this here, and now it has the screenshots and we can just send them off because it knows already what it needs to do next. It will take some time until Antigravity built the first draft of our app. So the next thing that we are going to do is go back to Supabase, and in your project, you can go to authentication on the left-hand side. Right here, you press on authentication, and right here, you see sign in and providers, and here you can allow new users to sign up. This is perfect. And right here, you see you have this confirm email toggle, and I would toggle this off so that you can test your app and the login of your app without having to confirm email addresses. It makes everything much easier. So you toggle this off, you press on save changes, and right now you also see that you could connect many other services. So for example, you could create a Google login. If you would like to see that in the future, write it in the comments and I could show you exactly how this is done. For today, however, we stick with a simple email login. Pain. I reached my model quota limit, so no problem. Even though I don't have the free plan on Google, I still reached it already today. So we go right here, we go to Claude Sonnet 4.5, and Claude Sonnet will do a good job. It will do a good job. So we do the same thing again and we tell it continue. While it is building the dashboard, I'll quickly show you where you find your Antigravity settings and how to set up your Antigravity in a way where it doesn't ask you all the time if it is okay to do the thing. So this is how I have mine. Secure mode is turned off. It is on always proceed. Now it is opening our local host to show us the text, or to show us the dashboard, and at the moment this looks wrong, so this is fine. We go back and we'll solve it later on. So here is how you can, yes, and now we go there again, and now it already looks much better. It looks like we are getting a login page. This is amazing. However, we go back to Antigravity here, and this is just a quick FYI for you. Copy these exact settings and then you'll have an easy life when working with Antigravity, which is desperate for us to return. And let's see what it's actually doing. Let's see what is actually going on. It's trying to do creating accounts and so on. It looks very promising until now. Antigravity says it is done. So let's quickly have a look at it. We go to our local host 3000. So we go to Google Chrome. Here we see our local host 3000. And now we just try something. Let's go with this one. And the password would just be, to make it simple, 6 times 0. We create an account. Let's see if we can actually log in. We can actually log in. Beautiful. Here we have tasks. Okay. Task page not working. Task page is not working. This is fine. Can we go to the notes, or is this also not working? We cannot open anything. Let's go to notes. Page is not working. So this is important for us. All the pages are not working. Just the dashboard is working, but it already has data inside, which I do not want. And now we have many things that we need to correct. There are multiple things that we need to correct. First of all, I logged in to the account and there was data which I have not added before. So every user should start with an empty dashboard. Next up, the tasks page had a 404 error. The notes page had an error. The settings page had an error. So the pages, they don't work. Please fix those issues for me. The login worked. The pages now work, notes, tasks, but I cannot actually add a task. So let's fix this. The next problem is that I cannot actually add tasks or notes. Every user that uses my software product in the future needs to be able to add tasks or notes, and all the things need to be stored in our Supabase database. You can use the MCP tool if you need it to create those connections, but I, as a user, actually need to be able to add notes and so on to the dashboard, and it needs to store them. While Antigravity is fixing the note and task issue, we can go inside of Supabase, and here we see that now we have a user, and it's myself because I logged in before with this exact email address. So I am a user now, and we can obviously add multiple users. And the goal is that every user only sees his things. And I told Antigravity explicitly to make sure this is the case, and we will definitely test it afterwards. The agent is done. It says it works. Let's have a look. Let's go to tasks. Let's add a new task and let's say we want to write a book, and the priority for that is pretty low. So we add this task, write a book, priority low. Can we delete tasks? We can. Does this reflect in the overview? It does. Can we add a note right here? Let's go to notes. Can we add a new note? We can add them. We can change the color. I call it eat lunch. Beautiful. We save the note. We have our two notes. Can we delete the test note? We can. Let's go to overview. And here we have our notes. When we go to view all notes, it opens notes. So this is working perfectly. Can we change the colors? Not yet, but we also see this reflected in our tasks, that we don't have the user profile and avatar and theme customization and make themes functional enabled yet. So this is the next thing that we are going to build. Please continue. I don't want the user to be able to upload a photo. I want him to be able to use a comic avatar, just like a fun avatar, and give him like a selection of 8 to 9 avatars that he can use. And I want the theme customization to work properly. The agent is now testing, and you see the things are working. You see the little fox up here. You see that it changed it from teal to teal ocean, and you also saw how it changed all the things. So it looks amazing. In the settings right here, we can now, the agent is still working. That's why you see the blue thing around it. But we can now actually change our avatar, and we can change the colors, and things seem to work fine. Let's wait a moment until it's finished so we can try it out ourselves. The agent just told me we're finished, and inside of settings you see that I can now actually change those things. So if I change to Bella, Bella will show up. If I change to Charlie, Charlie will show up. Beautiful. Now I want sunset rose, and now you see how the whole colorway is changing. I have my email address down here. I like this forest green actually. My tasks are working, and it updated all of those things. But there is a slight delay. So if we press on tasks and notes, you see when we hover over it, it's still like the old colorway, and only once we press it, it will then update the thing again. So I want to change those two things. First of all, I also want to change this task completion thingy. Let's see if it actually works. If I complete this task and I go to overview, it shows task completion. So this is working, but I don't like the color too much. I would also like the color to reflect the theme that we were choosing. And I don't like that the theme is always like switching colors from one thing to another. So let's fix those two things. Hey, let's first make a screenshot of this puppy so it knows exactly what we are talking about. So we are taking a screenshot of this right here. Tell it to also change that to the theme color. Hey, I would like you to also change this part of the dashboard to the selected theme color with some kind of nice gradient. Then there is another thing that I saw. It is when we change the theme color and we press on a button with the new theme, it still seems to have the old theme first and afterwards it changes. This is not what I want. I want it to change immediately and not still be like when I hover over things, I don't want it to be in the old color. I want a new color already. this is a prompt where I already feel like this part is easy to do. But the second part with this switching colors, I feel like this could be quite a problem until it figured out what exactly it is. So let's hope it will not take too much time, but it will need to test it, right? It will need to find the mistake and it will need to update it. But maybe it is fast. Claude Sonnet is absolutely amazing. So fingers crossed that the thing works well. Our AI agent is working now. I went back to Google Studio to start creating our landing page. What we are doing right now is tell Google Studio to please give us a beautiful landing page in this exact theme talking about our software. I would like you to create a landing page now. Forget the dashboard in our software colors. So what I want to do is talk about our software, talk about how you can create tasks, how you can create notes, and that everything looks very clean. And I want you to add some buttons where you say try for free. We got our first draft for the landing page. I like it. It looks very, very clean. This is what we want to achieve. I don't like, well, if you hover over it, you'll see that. What I don't like is right here, you need to somehow do this to see the text. So this is definitely not what we want. It has the buttons that we want. It has the colors that we want. So everything but this is actually fine. So we tell it to make the title a little bigger and to make it all visible, that the contrast is missing right here, and that this picture probably could animate a little as well when you hover over it. Our landing page is updated. Google Studio did a great job. Just this little overlap right here is not what I like the most. Other than that, we have a sticky header, which seems fine. We have this picture animated a little bit. Look at this. Much, much better than before. Love it. Built for clarity. Also, these things hover a little bit. Here we have a real image with a testimonial that actually has a pulsating effect when you are on the image. So I like this too. And in the end here, once more, this small little, or not small, but this CTA section. So this is fine. What we will do next is either take screenshots of it and feed it again to Antigravity to create the landing page. Or the other thing that is possible, and now this is going bonkers right here. You see, working on multiple fronts. The other thing that is possible is you could download this app, and what you then get, and I already did it now, a zip file, and in here you have all the code, you have all the HTML to actually create this landing page, and we can just provide our Antigravity workspace with this folder right here, and it can rebuild this exact app. Antigravity says it is done. Let's see. This looks much better. I like it much more, but it still has this small little bug, which for now, I think we change. It could even be like some kind of marketing thing where you still want to stay true to your colors, and everything else looks super fine. So we'll definitely take that. I don't think it's too bad. It's a little annoying, but I don't think it's too bad. For the purpose of this video, this is definitely fine. The next thing that we want to have is the page where we can actually upgrade our subscription. Antigravity is finished with the subscription page. Let's quickly have a look at it, and it looks honestly amazing. Beautiful. Absolutely perfect. Let's full screen this for a second. It looks fine. If we press upgrade to Pro, nothing happens yet because we still need to integrate Stripe. But what we can do is in settings, let's stay with this Indigo for a moment. We can go back to subscription, and probably it will also, okay, first I thought it will update based on the theme that you have, but it seems, yeah, well, it even updates the subscription page. So this looks fun. Let's integrate Stripe. To connect Stripe, I first ask it what it needs from me to actually be able to do that. Here are all the instructions that Antigravity gave us. We will test it in a Stripe test mode, so I can show you all the secret keys and so on, and nothing bad will happen right here. What we need is a publishable key, we need a secret key, and then the product and the price IDs. If we go to our Stripe, we can enable test mode right here on this top. And we will enable this test mode. And now we have our publishable key. We take this one, we go back to Antigravity and paste this in. Then we go and grab our second thingy right here. We go to take the secret key. We also copy this one, go back to Antigravity, just like this. We paste this in right here. And now we need the fourth thing. And this would be the product and the price ID. So right here in the product catalog, we don't have a product. So let's quickly create a product. We call it test. Perfect. We make it recurring. It's 17. That's fine. Monthly. That's fine. We add it as a product. And now we have this thing right here. So we said we need a product ID. This is to be found on this right-hand side. What we do now is go back to Antigravity. We also give it the product ID. Perfect. We go back to our Stripe and we need the price ID. So inside of the product, we can press on the price. And what we'll see is the price ID right here, copy ID. Perfect. Go back to Antigravity and now quickly talk to it. In the meantime, let's do double shifts. Let's go to Open Agent Manager. And right here we have SaaS, right? This is the project that we are working on currently. Let me close all the others just so it's a little bit more visible for you. This is SaaS. This is what we're working with at the moment. And the next thing that we want to do is create a beautiful landing page, right? Where afterwards people can press on try free login or try for free or login or whatever. We need a landing page. So we tell it now to create a landing page in the style of our dashboard, and we will provide it with this design right here. How can I do that? I just downloaded this app, right? Remember, we downloaded this app on the top right corner. Now we make this a little bit smaller, just like this. We go to the open editor. Now we drag this puppy in right here. Beautiful. And now we open this up. We go to our agent manager and we'll tell it in SaaS at the very last one. We'd start a new conversation. Hey, I added a folder with a landing page. It's a zip folder. And what I would like you to do is create this landing page while the other agent is working on the Stripe integration. So once it's done, we have a finished landing page and can deploy all of this online. We now have two agents working in parallel. We have one agent doing the Stripe integration right here, and which is now testing the checkout Stripe integration. Let's see what happens. It's testing now. We should see a cursor going to update to Pro. I hope it works all right. And we have the other agent, which is creating the landing page right here. So super powerful. Guys, the Stripe integration is actually working. It is now updating me, but you see it right here. If we go back and you press on Pro, you actually get to the Stripe page. So everything is working perfectly fine. Super happy about this. We are finished creating the landing page. Let's quickly have a look at it. Let's go here and you see it looks exactly like the thing that we created in Google Studio. Looks amazing. This picture comes to life once we hover over it. All those things look fine. The only thing that I saw is like this small little thing up here that the text is one over the other. I don't like this. We go back to Antigravity, quickly tell it. While one of our agents is actually fixing this small little error, the other agent might as well already link our landing page to the login page. Hey, I would like you to link our landing page to the login page for our software. Guys, we are struggling. I had to switch to Gemini 3 Pro Low. My rate limit is also reached in Claude Sonnet. It's my second software that I'm building today. Let me quickly show you the first one. This is, I built this morning, and you see it's a very similar thing. It also looks very beautiful, and you can as well log in right here. Let me quickly log in with my email address. So you see that I built two softwares in one morning. So this should be the right password, right? Oh, this is not the right. Failed to create. Sign in. See, things are working well right here. I wanted to sign up, but I'm already a user, of course. So let me sign into my own software, which feels crazy to say for a actually non-technical person like me. So this is the first software that I built today. You have notes, you have tasks right here, you have billing as well. If you upgrade to Pro, you will see a Stripe integration as well, which looks beautiful, and everything works super fine. Now, this broke. Whatever this was, this broke when going back. But other than that, the software is amazing. And now we are building the second one and running low. We are running low with our credits, but I'm sure it will be fine. We're almost done. We're almost done. We have our landing page and we should soon be able to launch it. The login is working. You see the page, and because I'm already logged in with this account, if I go to try for free, I will be logged in immediately. Otherwise, you get to the login page. So this is absolutely beautiful. The next thing that we want to do is to deploy it online. To do that, we actually need GitHub and Vercel. Let's just quickly cover those two things. GitHub will actually store your code. Inside of here, you see multiple different projects that I have. So GitHub will store our code. We will push it from Antigravity to GitHub. And afterwards, we will need to use Vercel. And in Vercel, you can log in with your GitHub account, so definitely create that. You can go to add new right here. You will go to project, and in the end, you will be able to import your new GitHub project. Once it did this pushing thing, it will show up here, and I can just import it, and then I can add a domain to it, and the whole thing is actually live. To be able to push it to GitHub, what you want to do is go to MCP servers right here. You go to manage MCP servers, and you see my GitHub is right here, and there's some problem. So let's go to configure. This is my GitHub token. This should look fine. It is disabled. So this is not what we want. We actually want to enable it. Let's quickly see what we can do. Let's uninstall it quickly and let's just do it again. So you see exactly how it works. I probably had it, not enabled because the MCPs always take a lot of tokens when they are enabled, and therefore I thought it might be better to not have them on for this project. But now I actually need my GitHub connection. It will take a second and then we can connect it and push it there. So to add the MCP in GitHub, I hoped I didn't have to do it, but I have to. What you are going to do is you go to your settings in GitHub, you go to developer settings right here, then you go to new GitHub app. No, you go to personal access tokens, a fine-grained token. That's what we are going to do. Then you create a generate new token. You verify through email. Of course, GitHub is pretty careful. Beautiful. And now we are not done. We call it Notes app, and expiration seems fine. We want to give it access to all repositories, and now we add permissions, and now you add permission for every single thing. Once you did that, you see that you can give it access to read and write. So give it access to read and write wherever. What I don't want is to do all this work to connect the MCP server, because this one many times disconnects again for me. So I don't want to connect it and then it not having access to something that it needs. So I just go through it. I press read and write pretty much everywhere. Not pretty much everywhere I can. I press read and write, and then I'll press on generate token once I'm done. Perfect. Now I press on generate token. I have all those things. I generate the token. Beautiful. Now I have this. I copy the token. I go back to Antigravity just like this. Press on the three dots. Go to MCP servers. I go to manage MCP servers. And here in GitHub, I go to configure. And here I have my personal access token, which I need to paste in. I delete everything that was there. I paste my access token in. I save it and I wait a second until it's saved, and then we can actually push our things directly from Antigravity to GitHub. The MCP works as a bridge in between. Hey guys, everything worked. We now have our website. We go to try for free. We can add tasks. Everything is perfectly fine. And we deployed all of this online. Thank you so much for watching. And I hope to see you the next time. Please follow. This would mean the world to me. It really took me some time to do that.